This is Ted Fetch with a special edition of Ted Fetch Perspective, which this is going to be a different one than ever probably before. And the only reason I'm saying that is because, again, I hate just like saying things just to say things. I hate people telling me what to do all the time. I'm getting my moves, every one of my moves watched. Not to help me, really. Some of you maybe. Most of the time it's just to find out what I'm doing wrong so you can post that up and tell me what I need to be doing, which is never. In fact, if you look for something to be wrong on somebody all the time, first off, I don't know how y'all have this much time in the world to be dedicating to watching me do things just to find something at fault with what I'm doing, purposely looking for that, just so you can say, look what he's doing wrong. And let me show him what a better way to do it, because we're smarter than him and we can show him, and he doesn't know what he's doing, and I don't even know if he knows why God's with him. Does he even know God's with him? Does he know Jesus is right next to him? He doesn't. He shouldn't deserve that. He's not worthy enough. He's not even eating properly. He's eating all this garbage food. I mean, like, on and on and on and on. And do you know what I do? I look at him most of the time and I just go, oh my gosh, I'm done with these people. And I move on. Most of the time, that's what I do. I'm getting better at, up until today, in which I don't think this is a way of going back. I actually think this is a way of moving forward and this getting better, because I'm speaking my mind and I'm telling y'all what the fuck's really going on and who I am and what I think of you and the reason I think you do this and everything else that I need to say. So, you know what? You like it, you hate it, doesn't matter. I'm saying it. At the end of the day, everyone has a right, thank God. We have a right to live in a world that we can express our opinions, and I can say things that you might not like, and you can tell me shit that I might not like. Thank you for having a freedom to do that for now. That's not so, maybe not in the near future, that might be gone, but at this moment, at this very time, in this world, in this reality that I live in, plane of a 3D Earth plane existence, where 60 minutes an hour, hours turn into days, days turn into weeks, and weeks turn into months, and so on. This is the real-time world that I live in. I don't have the higher perspective as some of you do. At the end of the day, it doesn't even matter, because the higher perspective as I see it, the fourth dimension, does not even really mean that you are that spiritually awakened. And by the way, I will not tell you something without giving you facts, proofs, and data why I believe it. I don't know about you, because you know everything already, obviously, because you tell me everything that you do know, and I'm not allowed to say anything. In fact, comments I even make to learn more are erased, deleted, and everything is made for me to listen, not speak, do as I'm told, because that's it. Way to present yourself in a welcoming manner that makes me just want to jump right on board that train. I'd rather not. So, let me start off by saying this. I don't like getting like this, and I give y'all too many chances as it is. I've said that once, twice, maybe 3 times before. And I'm not trying to play a victim here, but I'm trying to tell you something so that maybe you understand who you are instead of just judging who I am. So, sit back, relax, and maybe grab a nice beverage so you can understand some psychoanalysis of maybe how you became the person that you are today and what that means in your life and how that affects other people. I know this doesn't mean anything to you because you don't give a shit about anyone but yourself, but let's just pretend that we live in a world that everyone does care about each other, or at least you do, because I do. And let's just pretend you have a heart still and you still have compassion for other people other than yourself. Pretend for me. And trust me, I fight these things all the time. I see it all the time. I've talked to you many times. Or when I say talk, I mean you've talked to me many times through other people, individuals that I've talked to. Keep in mind, my friends, my family, my mom, my dad, everyone that I know is on your team. In fact, my mom specifically tells me all the time, Ted, you're the only one on your team. And I go, thanks, Mom, I know that, but do you think I'd be on this one-person team that didn't believe in something? Do you think I'd choose this shit for just the fun of it? Let's just go ahead and choose that one-person team with no friends that gets ostracized, criticized, everything like that, just because it sounds like a good time for me. I didn't do this. People say, is he doing it for money? What the fuck money did I ever get? In fact, the only reason I'm doing this is not to be a hero or saint or start a revolution. The exact opposite. I just don't believe in doing something I can't believe in doing. I mean, like, it turned into this, but at the end of the day, I just stood up for what I believe in, and that's it. It wasn't to start anything big. It wasn't to gain a paycheck. It was nothing, but I don't want to do that shit. And that's not who I am. And this is where it came. This is where it's become. So, I literally picked up. I went over to my friend Donnie's, and still, like I said, all my friends, everybody I know, everyone in the world, as far as I know, is on the other team. So I was like, Donnie, hey, what's up? I'm staying down the road from you now. I'm staying down Metro West, right off by Universal. Oh, he's like, come on over, we'll hang out, whatever. I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm down to do that. I'm sick of staying in a hotel room by myself. Yeah, let's do that. Sure, I'll come over. So, and no matter what, Donnie's my boy, because Donnie was there for me when I had no one, and he's helped me out, and he's helped other people out. So regardless, Donnie's going to be my boy regardless, just like my mom's always going to be my mom, and I love her regardless. And man, and then there's the motherfuckers that just talk shit for no reason, and that's all they do. But, so I was like, Donnie, let me come over there. So I come over. He's like 12 minutes away. I pull up. And again, like I said, everyone's on the other team except me. So I was like, I already know Donnie's on the other team. But Donnie's still my boy. Just like my mom's still my mom. So I pull up. And Donnie's, he's doing his thing. He's chilling out, whatever. I was like, man, because, and trust me, Donnie has been there for me when not many people have. Me and Donnie met. The first night we met, we fought. And I threw a bottle at him. I missed his head, and I hit the TV in the background at the bar that we were at. So I was actually with the manager of the bar tonight. They live together. And it's just an ironic story, but his name is Ray. And I was like, Ray, he's like, yeah, let's do something. Let's go out. Let's do something. Donnie was wasted. He's like, yo, I gotta sleep. I gotta do my thing. I was like, whatever. So we went to the bar. And I just wanted to compete. I've been wanting to compete in darts and pool, whatever. I've just been feeling like I need to compete against somebody for a while, these last 3 weeks. Which, and I was on tonight. I was on fire, whatever. That's not even the point. Yes, I won, but that's not even the point. The point is this, is that at the end, Ray was talking about, like, yo, what is it? So what's going on, man? What was it? But he was like being like kind of like, smart ass with me about it. And I was like, what's going on. Don't act like you don't know. I mean, like, do we really need to go into all this right here? He's like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Like, all right, so I have no problem doing that. I've had a few drinks. Let me go ahead and throw it all out there for everyone to hear. So I'm like, I said, so I was just saying, like, what happened the last, like, couple weeks, like, how time is different, and, like, I literally can watch TV, and the TV's about me, talking about me. The TV programs are live, but they're not live. They're, like, could be, like, an 80s movie, yet the actors are talking to me. Like, real, like, it seems crazy, and I know that's what they want. That's what they're going to portray me as anyway, so let me just tell you what really happens, and I can actually tell you the movies that are made specifically about me. There's 3 of them that I've seen. That, not to mention the songs, and the celebrities I talk to on my Twitter that come up, and that it's just out of my mind, this real world that I live in now, and these are the parts that have made it, like, amazing. Don't understand the whole thing, obviously. I don't understand how the whole thing works. Like, I could be watching a YouTube video, a movie from, like, 10 years ago, 3 months ago, but it's now. And it's real, and it's here, and they're talking to me. I have debates with Fox News while they're on TV, looking, doing their peace to the camera, but I'm debating them and they're debating me, and then we understand each other, and that's weird. And they tell it's just like, I mean, like, this was not my life 8 months ago. 8 months ago, I watched movies, and they were movies, about the movie. They weren't. They were like, if it was in 1985, it was 1985. And now it's like, wow, this is crazy. But I have no one to share it with. I was like, how are you going to tell somebody that? They don't understand that, but they do, because it seems like everyone. Well, at least if they don't understand it, because what I'm currently understand about the fourth dimension, which is salvation, I get it, which I do have an opportunity to. Now, here's another thing I want you to understand, because everyone says, he's not worthy, he needs to get with us, he needs to have, take Jesus and all this stuff. Do you not understand that I know that Jesus is with me, God's with me all the time, and do you not understand that, like, maybe that he's with me not only because, God's not with me because he's trying to get me to surrender, but because he's with me because I'm not, like, because I've been tested more than once. Do you not think that don't know, and this has been made clear to me many, many, many times, that if I just align with Source, if I align with God, if I let him in, surrender, I have access to pretty much anything I would ever want in my life by more than one person, like literally, like anything. Like, it sounds like anyone would jump on that, right? Of course, it seems like it, right? Well, that's what everyone keeps telling me, but the thing of it is, I can't do something and be something if I don't believe in it. So then everyone's like, well, I don't know, what is he doing all this for? He's trying to, like, does he think he's better than us? Is he after money? I have not gained a cent from this. The only thing I've done is it's hurt everything. It's relationships, everything. So do you think I would do this? Do you think I'd put myself in this position, have made my life this life, as far as, like, not surrendering and not going, with everything that I know now, just because what? No, there's no guaranteed payday. If he holds out, this happens. In fact, I lose out the more I hold out. And it has been the case. But the thing of it is that God has not left me. In fact, when I get tested like this, which is his test, he tests me all the time to see if I will surrender, which I know in your eyes you think that's what he wants and that's what I'm supposed to do and that's what you want me to do because you want me to experience that with you and all this shit. But the fact of the matter is that I get rewarded more from God, not in a physical material sense, but in a loving sense, when I don't give in and I don't surrender, because that's not who I am. I can't surrender to a consciousness that hates me, to be honest with you, and that's a fact. There's been no, and every time I've had encounters, it's never like even if it was really wanted me in there, it should really work on its pitch somehow or something, because the insults, the sleight of hand insults, the passive aggressive, talking about my childhood, all shit like that, and then that does not help at me wanting to join anything on that ever. Now, let's say that didn't even happen. My free will, and here's what I was getting at earlier. There's two different consciousness in every person. You have the individual, right? And then you have the conscious, the one mind conscious. The one mind conscious is the one that I'm talking about. That's been the one insulting, the predatory. It's a very it's an aggressive, predatory. I don't care what you think. We're gonna do what we want, and that spreads. That consciousness spreads. And keep in mind, I do know this because God's with me. That God's on all sides. He doesn't judge anybody. He's on all sides of this, so I understand that too. So give me a little bit more credit than you think I deserve. Or whatever you think. I don't know. I'll find out later because I'm sure you'll tell me on some post. But here's the thing. You're not in my shoes. You can't even picture being in my shoes because you got a million people that have your back, right? So let's just think this thing through. You can't even picture where I am at because I'm completely by myself. I mean, when I say completely, as far as like everybody, I completely totally isolated. They're rule one. That's the first thing. You don't even understand that because you have a whole army behind you, so you can't even get that relate. That doesn't relate. Secondly, I'm standing up for something I believe in, not because of any kind of payout or payday or because I'm anything but the fact that I believe a certain way and my heart's a certain way, and I feel that energy is wrong and it's not for me. And that which doesn't compute with you at all because there's no money signs or there's no physical attainment that you get or reward or I don't know how, but it seems like everything that is valuable to most people on this planet that is in that consciousness has to do with either A, physical appearance, like aesthetics, or it has to do with obviously wealth. It's the number one thing that you will equate everything to. Achievements equate to money. If it's not about money or education or degrees or something that you can actually hang on a wall or put in an account or put a numerical, has a numerical value to it, it doesn't. You don't even know what anything else is other than that. If it doesn't have a way to be measured by some kind of tangible, physical, material sense, I don't even know if you know what to do or what that means. Other than that, unless it does. And this is just me being real. I mean, like, trust me, y'all are real enough to me. You give me all the time. Tell me how my shit and what I need to be doing and who am I, because that's all you got to do all day long is sit around, watch me just to tell me what I'm fucking up on in your sense, because y'all are the great minds of the world that just are mad at me because I just won't do what you want me to. Well, you know what? It's not up to you, first off. Secondly, do you think, and I want you to really get this one, do you think that God would be with me this long, knowing what I believe, who I am? I talk to God just like I talking to you right now. We have real conversations. I'm probably the realest with God that I've ever been with anyone. So do you think Him knowing my heart and who I am and the talks that I have with Him that have nothing to do with you, do you think for a second that He'd still be with me, loving me more, even though I am tested by Him, and the test that I pass, which is me not surrendering to your consciousness, is actually rewarded not in a sense that you'd understand, like a material sense or a physical value or money, but in a loving sense, makes me wonder, and this is what I have said to God, is like, so you're telling me, God, I said, first off, you're telling me that I picked this thing, I came down here to help everyone out, because this is the message I'm getting now, is somehow I'm helping you out. I don't know how the fuck that works, or this is my part I'm supposed to play, at least that's all I know for sure. But I said, you really do it? I said, they don't care about me at all. In fact, they hate me. I don't even know why, because this is what I screamed in the bar. And in fact, I blew up the whole bar tonight. There's a lot of people in there, and I basically called out everyone. And I did it because I was like, you know what? Y'all talk shit. Y'all say shit. Y'all imply shit because you don't like whatever it is that I said or done, or actually not even thought. My thought patterns that were somehow that you are able to hear didn't go right with you, so now you have to bitch, complain under your breath, but you don't have anything to say. So I was done with that game. So I'm like, you know what? If you have something to say, if I'm doing something wrong, which I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing wrong, but if I am doing something wrong and it pisses you off, instead of just getting bitchy and fucking walking out of Wawa or the barber or wherever the hell else I'm at, just fucking come up to me and say, yo, here's what's happening. This is what's the deal. No one ever fucking does that. No one ever did, because that would imply like you'd actually have to have a conversation with me, and that's not the way you work. You have to, unless you're talking at me over an internet, because it can't even be in person. Unless you're talking at me or to teach me something that you need to tell me to do, not even like ask, then that's your idea of the conversation, and that's you opening up and being, so I don't know, fucking narcissistic is what I call it. sociopathic. And yes, everything I'm telling you, it's not like something I'm just like, oh my God, I can't believe you're saying that. Which, if you're thinking that, maybe it's time that you have thought this conversation out. Because I'll tell you, let's go through what it means to be a narcissist and a sociopath. See if any of these relate, because I feel like they all do, and you're going to hit every one of these things. I just don't know where it comes from. Like, where did this come from? This is higher intelligence consciousness is all of a sudden a predatory narcissist. I don't get it, God. So, maybe we can figure this out together. So, let's go through what it means to be a narcissist. See if any of these things ring true to who you are in your life today. And we can point out some things about me too. I'd be more than happy to admit my failures, because I have far ways to go to become the person I want to become, which you already know because you point that out to me very clearly every day in the posts that you make. That I fall short of your perfection, quote unquote, whatever that fucking. But yeah, I don't want to be a part of that at all. I'd rather not be a narcissist. Thank you. I'd rather have my empathy, be a little bit over emotional if possible, and not a sociopath if I can prevent it at all. So we all have our problems, I guess. So here's what I'm saying. Again, I literally spent, I don't know, an hour and a half in the parking lot by myself talking to the world, which everyone heard me though. At least the cars next to me. No, the girl next to me. Everyone else drove away. I actually left the bar, which that's the main thing. Whenever I talk real, everyone leaves, and I'm happy with that. Except I go, "Where are you going? What the fuck are you leaving? Can't you just say something? What's up? If you have a problem, why don't you fucking say something?" No, they just get in their car and they leave, and they're mad and they're pissed off because I'm speaking. So I'm like, and keep in mind, you guys got to understand something. I don't know how the hell, and I tell God this too, I don't know how the hell, God, you gave these people salvation. I don't even know if they deserve it, to be honest with you. You put me down here in a position to help them out, that the people that don't even care, I mean, like, give a shit if I live or die. Actually, they prefer death as soon as possible if they had their way. But yeah, you put me down here in the middle of this shit to help them out, and they don't even want help. They don't even know they don't even know that they need help. So yeah, I said I don't get it. They don't want help. They don't need help. They don't. In fact, they think that because they signed this oath or order or whatever the fuck part of the team initiation involves, that they can never be an individual again, or they have to do everything they're told, or whatever consequences that they do get from not being able to do what they have to do when they're told to do it is not true. And I don't know if they know that. You don't have to do everything you're supposed to do when it comes to your free sovereignty will, when it comes to actual matters that matter to your soul. If you signed the agreement, if you did what you made that oath, the initiation, whatever it is, and it's for life, and you have to do that based on other things that you were that you actually agreed to do, that's not my concern. I don't care what you do. I think it's crazy that you actually have to even. I'd be pissed the fuck off if somebody's like, "Yo, you got to follow this dude all day long. This dude that you don't even know. We're gonna take exit 5, follow him for 50 miles or wherever he goes. I don't care what else you had to do today, but that's what you're doing now." Well, that sucks. Sorry, but I was like, man, we're sitting in traffic the other day. I'm like, what the fuck is this? I said, we're all fucking waiting. Now that you all think that you slowed me down, we're all slowed down. It's not like y'all are getting anywhere faster than me. We're all stuck now because y'all trying to prove a point. Come on, what the fuck? I don't mind now. I'll chill out. I'm good with it. Y'all are the ones that are fucking taking up your time to prove a point to me, and I'm chilling. So yeah, that was another conversation that I had with the traffic around me. But yeah, I'm giving you this because of this simple fact is that I have to come on, and I didn't know I was being hacked. I don't know how the cameras are set up in my room or wherever the hell they are, or how everything I say, do, speak, feel, hear, think is somehow, I believe, on some kind of like live stream somewhere. I don't know how it works. I don't know any of that shit. But I do know this, is that I'm a human being, and yes, I do shit that's not quote unquote politically correct. I curse. I'm real. I freaking jack off. I watch porn. Whatever else shit that you see that I do that you are think that is so terrible. Well, wait till, think about that. Because we're all human. We all do things that maybe are considered others that you wouldn't do in public, but you do in private when you think you're in private, behind closed doors in your own house. Well, you know what? What if that was you? Let's just open your little house and see what the hell goes on in there. I'm sure no matter who you are, there's stuff that you probably aren't going to be very proud if you saw that it was on a live stream somewhere, you doing your shit, taking a shit, whatever it is you're doing. And then, people comment about, oh my God, he's using freaking this and that, not even toilet paper to wipe his ass. What the fuck? And he's supposed to be, God's with him? I can't believe it. God must have made a mistake. No, you made a mistake of just getting in my ass, my business, and trying to judge me based on some shit, literally, that you take to, and I'm sorry I didn't have the correct toilet paper, but does that mean that I'm not worthy of anything now? Yes, that's what you think. That's what you think, because all you do is fucking judge. And there's a small percentage of you that are actually, I believe, trying to help. But I think that the worst thing that I'm most concerned about is that consciousness is getting stronger, because the individual, and I can tell the difference when I'm talking to somebody, them, and I'm talking to the consciousness that is through them. Two different energies, two different freaking vibes, and the language is always, but this is always the same, even in the different individuals that speak to me. When I see that conscious, hear that conscious, I know that conscious, different than the individual. And that conscious is not a friendly conscious. That one's, at least the one I'm talking to, and yes, it is the same conscious. Even my friends are like, I'm not that part of that. Yes, you are. Well, yes, you are. So I'm just being real. I already know. I don't judge you. I'm not trying to say like my friend Megan. I was like, she's like, I still have empathy. I said, I hope you do. She goes, yeah, but they don't think that's a good thing. I said, well, it's up. I'm not telling you I don't want to tell anyone what they have to do with their body, because rule one with me is don't tell me fucking shit that I have to do with mine. But her dad was saying, she said her dad was trying to take her to school to get the empathy out of her, because he doesn't understand it and she thinks it's a weak point, and that and I get it. It's probably more efficient and logical and everything else to not have compassion, heart, empathy. It'd be nice to just not have to worry about feeling bad for somebody's feelings that might be hurt or causing suffering on somebody that for no reason, and not having to feel guilty about it. I'm sure that somehow that benefits somehow in the, I don't even know how, but I don't know. But that's what you're up against, and the more you freaking take that leap, and the more that consciousness gets bigger and stronger and spreads out more, the less good people that I know are gonna have to even be good people anymore. Good people meaning care about other feelings, actually care about anyone other than themselves, life, whatever. And you realize that all of this is coming from the elite, the top people. And that's why I had a thought today. I was like, man, what the fuck about karma? Karma's got to be fucked up, because here's what I think karma is really about and how it gets manipulated. Because karma, if you thought that karma was like you do a bad deed, you get that shit back on you, right? That's what you think. But if you're a sociopath, I think it comes down to how you feel, the emotion behind it. So in other words, if you kill somebody and you don't feel shit about killing somebody, then I don't even know if karma feels that you did anything wrong either. It has to be something like that, because otherwise the top people in the world that are the most vile and the sociopaths that run everything wouldn't keep gaining fruits in labor and continuing to gain riches if that was the case. Wouldn't that make sense then, that karma would not be actually about the action but about the way you feel about the action? That's the only reason that karma has been able to escape these guys for so long. So if I ruled the world, I'd make karma on the action, not on the way you feel about the action. Because if you're a narcissist, sociopath, or a psychopath, and you don't feel bad about anything, then, well, yeah, karma doesn't feel bad either, because it doesn't register that you did anything wrong if you don't think you did. Another thing, fucking Ray. So I take Ray from Donnie's house, and Ray's like, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, he's like, I gotta go, man. I can't be around you. I'm like, really, dude? You're really? Where the fuck are you gonna go? I said, first off, you do what you want to do, but let me tell you this about your team. Not everyone gets to play on the team. First off, the team, you might be on the team, you might be for the team, but you're really in the stands, So, you're not playing the game. You're just on the team. You're like, I don't even know what that is. Not everyone that's on the team plays the game. And you all know that. So, I'm like, you know what? This ain't going to get you on the team. This might actually get you off the team by you not even, like, sticking up for your guns and saying, yo, that's my boy. I hung out with him. He bought me drinks tonight. I'm going to ride with him. I don't know what's going on, but when you do that, trust the team that you're on, or you think you're on, or you might have been on, or the bleacher seats. They don't frickin' respect that shit either. And you know what? Not everyone gets to play. So, not that I wish you any wrong, by the way. I don't want to frickin' put anything bad on you, because I don't even know if you understand what you're doing, or what you did, or what you're not doing. So, I forgive you. And please don't make me do this again. I mean, like, you didn't make me do it. I had to do it. I had to say it. And I've said it before. Maybe not this aggressive, but this is actually light compared to what I was doing at the bar earlier when I went off on the whole establishment. But I meant everything I said. I did it in a way that I meant every word I said. Everything I said was true. And, I'm sick and tired of getting people fucking just looking at me sideways for no reason, or expecting I should be beating to their drum or doing something that they think I should be doing. You know what? You don't know anything until you've been in my shoes and walked in my path. So quit telling me what you think I should do. I don't get in your business and tell you anything. In fact, I would prefer not to waste my time telling anyone anything that I don't know about, because I don't know them. That's just me. I don't know. I don't waste time trying to tell people what to do to make myself feel better about maybe something that's I'm not doing in my life, or jealousy, or whatever the fuck it is that makes you feel like you gotta be in some kind of stance of authority and look down on other people and tell them what they need to do with their lives. Maybe that means something that, internal, something that you need to look at within and find out if you're projecting, possibly. I don't know. Sure you are, at the very least. Not completely whole and as spiritually fit as you think you are. Because people that are spiritually fit do not stand on a perch and tell other people what they're doing wrong and judge other people just to judge other people, not to help them out. And if you're saying that you are, well, I'm just trying to help out, you're fucking lying. Don't give me the bullshit. Tell yourself that if you have to make yourself feel better. I don't buy it. Man, it feels good. So here's the deal. You know, and I've been having a couple good, actually 3 good, I've been having actually a lot of good days lately. Even with this tonight, I was just like pissed off because the way I get looked at, sometimes I get looked at, you know, and even then, I still tip 25%, you know, I'm still like freaking, I'm going to be me, I'm going to treat people good, but like at a certain extent, after a certain amount of time, after one of the, just like the, you know, the last hair, like just boom, it's just like, wow, now Ray, my boy that I've been buying his drinks, now he's going, what the, bam, that's it, let's have it, let's blow it up. When I say blow it up, all I did is tell you the truth. And everything I say to you right now, I say to God, just like this, by the way. So, and don't go posting anything like, I can't believe he talks to God that way. God, I mean, have our own relationship, so why don't you keep that, you know, have your own with him. Have mine, you know, don't fucking tell me how to talk to God. So, after all that, I think the last thing I have to say is this, is that after all that, you know something, you know, you might not know this now, but, you know, even after all that, I had to give you all that to let you know this, is that, I hope, and I already told you, I don't get paid for this, I'm actually I don't get anything, there's nothing good that comes out of me being the one person that has this stance and saying all this shit. Never has, never was about that, never will be. It's just who I am, and I can't just stand for something I don't. I can't be something I'm not. I can't freaking buy bullshit. I can't co-sign bullshit. I love God. I love God, and it's been great that I've had this journey with Him. But He knows that He's been known that the surrender thing for way longer than you guys keep telling me about it. It's not something He doesn't already know. So quit acting like you know so fucking much in your stance, which you don't. And maybe that's the reason God's been with me, is because He's not with you right now, because maybe you take Him for granted more so than you think I do. You know, you think I'm an asshole because I'm not doing what you think I should do based on what you feel God wants me to do, which is all your perception of something you don't know anything about. So, what I'm getting at is this. You know, at the end of the day, everything that I said about like the vaccine, the freedom of will, even with the consciousness and the deals you might have made, it still comes down to your own individual freedom that I'm fighting for you to have. So you can sit and bitch at me, and I'd like that. I will protect that right for you to do. I'd rather that than the alternative, which is what the elites are pushing for, going for, will happen, is you're not able to say anything except what you're told to say by them. You won't have an opinion. You'll be a number. You'll be enslaved to a system that doesn't even allow you the opportunity to speak anything that might consider an individual thought. So, you're welcome, and I'll continue to fight for your right to bitch at me, because I believe you have the right to do that, at least for now, until you actually, yes, the vaccine does have the monitoring program, but I still think, even if you got the vaccine, don't think it's the end of the world. I would strongly suggest everyone not get that, because I know exactly what's in it, and it's on my Facebook, and you can see it again. I don't know how many times I have to post these things, because a lot of times I think you guys know that it's in there, and you just want it in you or something. I don't know. But yeah, if you're worried about COVID-19, then you've really lost the boat. I don't even know where to begin there. If you're really worried about catching the virus, not to say the virus isn't real. Yes, it's real. It's made. It was actually made, manufactured for you to get the vaccine. Believe it or not. Crazy as that sounds, it's the truth. If you have any questions about that, I have a YouTube video by Bill Gates, and he can explain it all to you himself in his own words. So that way, it's not from me, it's from him, the guy that actually funded the Moderna vaccine. So you can hear it from the people that you trust the most. The people that are giving you the bullshit information that you buy every day and that you believe in. I don't know what else to tell you. You either listen, you want to know truth, you don't want to know truth, but guess what? Take the fucking mask off, breathe, maybe catch some fresh air, get some oxygen in your brain, lungs. That might help. Yes, I know. And let me just stop this right now. Anyone that has anything to say to me, put it in your own comments to yourself. Say it to yourself. How about that? Don't post it. Just put it in your own personal diary at home, so you can read it later to yourself, and that'll be good. That'll be good. We'll all feel better about that. Until then, I'll already just know what it is anyway. So, thanks for helping out. You've been so great these last few months, pointing out my failures and my faults, and thank you so much, because it doesn't do anything but piss me off, and it really doesn't make any difference, because it just enforces my free will to be sovereign. So thank you for reminding me of my free will by telling me what I should do. It makes me really want to do what I want to do, and that's what this is all about anyway. So maybe it helps then. So yeah, thank you. Until then, good night. Love ya. I'll be fighting for your freedom. You can bitch at me later, because you'll have the freedom to do it.